Imagine this with me. You're in the ocean. The weather is rough, but the water looks clear, so you decide to swim a little farther than usual. Suddenly, you feel something violently pulling you inward, a powerful current. You try to swim back toward the shore, but the ocean is stronger than you. Your arms start getting tired, your legs feel as heavy as concrete, and suddenly, you sink beneath the water. People think drowning is screaming, panic, splashing everywhere like in the movies. But the truth is far more terrifying. Drowning is horrifyingly quiet. And today, in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why. What happens beneath the water during your final moments is not peaceful, and it's nothing like falling asleep. It's terror. It's pain. Your body enters a battle it was doomed to lose from the very beginning. So let's see what it actually feels like when your lungs begin filling with water. During the first few seconds underwater, you're still in control. You're holding your breath, and you know you need air, but your body is still obeying you. Your lungs are closed. You try to swim upward. You fight. But the problem is that the average person can only hold their breath for about 30 to 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes if trained. After that, your body stops asking politely. Your brain needs oxygen constantly, and when you hold your breath, carbon dioxide begins building up in your blood. Your body hates this. After around 30 seconds, you begin feeling a burning sensation inside your body, not because the oxygen is gone yet, but because the carbon dioxide levels are rising. Your diaphragm starts twitching uncontrollably. Your body is begging you to breathe. Breathe. Just breathe. And you're still fighting because you know that the first breath underwater means the beginning of the end. So you keep resisting. You keep swimming. You keep fighting. But your body doesn't care what you know. It only has one mission. Get oxygen. After around 45 seconds, your vision starts blurring. Your movements become slower and more clumsy. The oxygen level in your brain drops, and with it, your ability to think clearly. Then suddenly, you make the mistake almost everyone makes. You inhale, and this is where things become scientifically terrifying. Let's divide drowning into stages, almost like levels in a video game. Except the only way to win is to never play at all. Stage 1. You're underwater, still fighting to get back up. The maybe I can still survive stage. Carbon dioxide keeps rising. Your body starts cramping. Every cell inside you is screaming for oxygen. You're still conscious. Still fighting. Still you. Some people survive here. Strong swimmers. Lucky people. But if not, Stage 2. Your body forces you to take a breath. Water rushes toward your mouth and nose. Then something called laryngospasm happens. Your throat suddenly shuts completely in an attempt to stop water from entering the lungs. But there's a problem. It also blocks air. You can't breathe in. You can't breathe out. You are literally suffocating on nothing. Around 10 to 20% of drowning victims die here. This is called dry drowning. The lungs may never even fully fill with water. The body accidentally kills itself trying to protect itself. But in most cases, the spasm eventually relaxes. And then comes stage 3. Water enters the lungs, and everything begins collapsing. Your lungs contain millions of tiny air sacs called alveoli. Their job is to transfer oxygen from the air into your bloodstream. Now they're filled with water. If you're in the ocean, salt water creates what's called a hypertonic solution, meaning the salt concentration is higher than your blood. It begins pulling fluids out of your body and into the lungs. You are literally drying out while drowning. If it's fresh water, the opposite happens. Water enters the bloodstream, damaging it and disrupting red blood cells. Either way, you are drowning. Your lungs become heavier. Every breath pulls in more water. The oxygen level in your blood crashes, and your brain enters a condition called hypoxia, severe oxygen deprivation. Stage 4. Hypoxia begins attacking the brain. Thoughts collapse. Logic disappears. Memory starts fading. You may forget where you are, or even how you got there. Some people enter a strange state of calm and stop resisting, not because they accepted death, but because the brain is no longer capable of producing fear normally. Neural circuits begin shutting down. Your vision narrows into a tunnel. Sounds become distorted. You may see flashes of light, hallucinations, or people who aren't even there. Your brain is firing random signals as it fails. Stage 5. The heart begins collapsing. It has been desperately trying to pump oxygenated blood to the brain, but there's almost no oxygen left. Your heart rate spikes violently, sometimes reaching 150 or 160 beats per minute. Then it begins malfunctioning. Irregular rhythms. Arrhythmia. Your entire body enters cardiovascular collapse. Blood pressure drops. Blood leaves the limbs and is redirected toward the brain and heart. After around 2 to 3 minutes, underwater, you lose consciousness completely. And honestly, that's mercy. Stage 6. Game over. You are now unconscious. Your heart is barely beating. Your brain is dying. The cerebral cortex, the part responsible for your personality, memories, and conscious awareness, begins shutting down. Only the brainstem remains active, desperately trying to keep basic life functions running. Then eventually, the heart stops. From above the water, you look peaceful, calm, still. But this is not peace. This is death. So what does drowning actually feel like? At first, it's primal terror, pure instinctive fear. Your body floods with adrenaline. You fight the water. You grab for anything. And once water enters your lungs, the pain becomes unbearable. Your throat burns. Your chest feels like it's tearing apart. Then confusion begins. Time starts feeling strange. Some survivors say they felt as if they were watching themselves from above, not because of anything supernatural, but because the brain disconnects under severe hypoxia. Some survivors also describe a strange sense of peace near the end. This happens because the brain releases endorphins, natural painkillers, one final gift from the brain to the body before death. But that calm comes after the terror, after the pain, after the fight. Drowning is not peaceful. Drowning is violent. In your final moments, consciousness disappears first, then memory, then movement. Then eventually, the brainstem itself shuts down. From the surface, you may look calm, as if you're resting. But in reality, you are dying. And you do not feel your heart stop because you are already gone. That was drowning. 6 stages, each more brutal than the last, from holding your breath to complete body collapse. But here's the good news. Drowning can sometimes be reversed if help arrives quickly. CPR, rescue breathing, fast emergency response. All of these can bring someone back. That's why you should learn how to swim. Respect ocean, currents, and never swim alone. Because sometimes, survival comes down to the smallest decisions.